Yo, what up guys, Mr. Gross here, back from MBR Starcast, about some more League of Legends gameplay for you guys today. Today we're going to be looking at one of my special weapons Zac gameplays. This is a rank game, playing solo top against a Riven. For any of you guys who aren't too aware of Zac who counters him, supposedly Riven is meant to counter him. Or, it's down to personal preference, I feel, and who you're playing against, how good that player is on that champion, and all these kind of different factors. I don't think there is, obviously there are certain counters to champions, but, you can kind of work around it if you play smart and you wait for the jungler to come. It can kind of bring you into the game, but Riven's meant to be one of them. I don't know why they say that. I guess maybe because of her AoE stun, the fact that she could quite easily kill your bloblet, especially with her Q. She could, once your passive proc, she could quite easily kill it. In all fairness, thinking about it, so that's one thing about it. I can't really remember how this game went, but I've got a couple of Zac games I want to do a commentary like this over. I know a couple of you guys prefer my live gameplay. There will be plenty more live to come along, but I'm not in the mood to play League of Legends at the moment. There's too many trolls about. I just can't get into Summoner's Rift at the moment. I'm playing a little bit ARAM. Obviously I've set up my new account now. Miss MBR was here. Feel free to add me on that. And I will be playing with any of you guys when I have the chance, and when I'm on that account. I will be streaming now, so for any of you guys who haven't heard, I am now streaming on Twitch TV. It's Twitch TV slash Mr. Big Russ, I believe. I'll put the links in the description. I've also set up a Facebook now, which is MBR Starcast. Again, the links in the description. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, you can find out latest videos, all my runes and masteries I'll be putting on there. I'm going to try and update them a little bit more. I've got a couple. I think I've got 7 pages done on my website, but I'll get a couple more done, and obviously I will have, when I'll be streaming as well. I'm going to try and get a bit of streaming in over the next couple of weeks, so we'll see. So nevertheless, like I say, this is ranked. I'm doing a duo queue with my friend Terrorizer, who's actually support. Generally, because I'm a higher elo than him, I'm always first pick, so it normally means that he's last and he has to go support. Sometimes he gets mid, that's his preferred lane, but you gotta do what you gotta do. He likes to play with me because he prefers to have someone up top who he feels will win, which I'd say 90% of the time I will win my lane up top, but we'll see what we can get up to against Legends Don't Die Riven. Hopefully Legends will die in this game. We'll see. But really nice start there. Really poor by the enemy team. They are very late. If you look at the minimap or you rewind back, you'll see that they weren't even anyone weren't even in their jungle by the time we actually invaded, and it was a late invade. We hadn't just rushed straight in there like as quick as we could. We were waiting in the bush for ages to try and time it right, and Shogath wasn't even there. So eventually he did come, and we caught him out, and nice kill goes over to Zed there, who Zed is actually facing against Shogath, so it's always nice to get a kill onto Zed. That's always a nice thing. So I've started normally in lane, in 1v1 lane. I've never really, I think I've only jungled Zac once, and that was the first time he came out, and I never tried it after that. I just really got into him top, and I just thought top was amazing because you can get fed and you just destroy people and all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure he's good in the jungle, but I don't really see many people play him. I don't know why, but normally I'd start off my Q. I started off with my E first, which is my knockback, because I wanted to use it for our gank, just to secure it. With my knockback, at least it guarantees that one more second that they won't be able to flash away or something. So taking my Q at level 2. Your Q is really nice for harassment. You see here we're trading off a little bit Riven. She does actually flash away. The thing that annoyed me is she's requesting assistance. The thing that annoyed me was I chucked my ignite down onto Shogath to secure the kill when we ganked. And I didn't necessarily need to do it. I probably could have got away without using ignite, but you never know. It's one of those kind of things. Better safe than sorry, in all fairness. And looks of things, I was the one who did use ignite on him, so it was pretty wise to use it. But it did mean that I couldn't kill Riven there. That was a free kill had I had ignite, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately, sometimes. I'm sure I'll put up with it. Then at level 3 I take my W, and then from here I then scale on my Q. Your Q is your main tool, is that. whether it be against a melee or range champion, even against a range champion like an Elise or a Jace who's in his gun form mode, you can still harass them with your Q because of the range on it, and then it also slows them, which is really nice when you're in melee form, because once you stun them, or once you slow them with your Q, you can then use your W, which does a nice amount of damage. So Sejuani comes up for a gank up here. Obviously I started off with cloth armor and 5 pots, so I had no ward. Riven going a bit full on here. She did pop Ignite. I think that could pop... no, actually I picked up enough of my passive there, yeah. Plus a health pot. I'm going to be able to survive that. Didn't even have to burn flash either, so that for me, that was a successful getaway. You know, they both come gank me. I got away with my life. Didn't pop my passive, didn't pop my flash, so it's all up for the next time. I see that Sejuani is still kind of floating about in the minimap. I kind of realised this, and I don't know why I was getting my elastic slingshot ready there, because if I had used that, I'd have been really open for a gank to come, or I'd at least had to avert my flash most likely, but it's alright. So it means that Riven's now pushed up the wave a little bit, because obviously I was unable to farm because of that whole situation, but it's cool, you know, we've still got a nice CS lead. Currently 5 CS over her, so it's cool. The thing that I do find hard with Zac is to actually last hit with him. He's quite a slow auto attacker, so I really kind of rely on my Q and W to last hit. But because the way I do this, and this is the way I play with most champions, I play very aggressive, which means my lanes are normally always pushed up, which you'll find that especially early game where I don't have a ward on myself, I push too hard, and that's the way I like to play it, because you see I already have a 10 CS lead over Riven. I'm destroying her. But nevertheless, here comes Sejuani. They're coming for the gank, so we've knocked them out with our elastic slingshot. Our Ignite has come back up, and we've been able to land that onto Riven, and luckily for us, we actually hit level 6 just in time, and we actually pick up a double kill there. So if we could... I can't believe I completely forgot about that. That was pretty cool, actually. So this is the benefits of Zac. So why we don't watch Xinxiao. Go away, Xinxiao. So we're farming up, level 5 at the moment. Obviously Riven's only level 4, Sejuani's level 3, so we'll slow it down in slow motion so we see what actually happens here. So I have no ward, so I don't see this coming. Sejuani knocks me up, Riven then stuns me there. I'm able to use my elastic slingshot to knock them up, chuck my Ignite onto Riven while she chucks Ignite onto me, along with my Q. It was enough damage to kill her. And because I picked that Q up there, I was actually able to level up, which turned me into level 6, which meant I got my ultimate, Let's Bounce, and I was able to pick up a really nice double kill, you know. That's at such an early game at level 6 to be picking up a kill's nice, let alone a double kill, you know. That's really huge for me. It's going to slow Sejuani's jungle down now, and it's going to put Riven massively behind, because I now get blue buff, you know, which really isn't to effect on Zac, but you know, it's nice with the cooldown. I guess you get a little bit of cooldown on it. Means Sejuani doesn't have it, so that's always cool. And because of that, I've been able to farm up a little bit, and I've got now a 17 CS lead over Riven. You know, 20 CS is the equivalent of a kill, so miles ahead of her at the moment. She's back. She's got a Doran's Blade, longsword, and boots, so nothing really too special on herself. Whilst obviously I started off with my cloth armor. We'll see what... I'll probably get a giant spout and maybe a chain vest. So yeah, there we go. So looking to get into an early Sunfire cape there. A nice Sunfire cape is early. It's nice to have because you get the... Obviously you get the aura on it. Well, no, it's not an aura, I guess it's actually just a passive, or whatever it is. Whatever does the 45 magic damage a second, I don't know, I guess it's a passive you could call it. So yeah, it's nice to have when you're fighting, especially when you're against a melee champion, because you're constantly on top of them, so it's 45 damage always ticking off them, and obviously you get the amount of health and the armor from it, so it's really nice. And we now come back in lane, still got a CS lead over Riven, and we'll take life from there. She keeps pinging the request for help. She's in trouble, she knows she is. So you can see the damage already thrown off here, and I don't build AP on Zac. I've tried AP on Zac, and every time I've ever, or not full AP, but every time I've ever bought like a death cap on something, I've always regretted it, because it just never, I feel that I miss that big kind of like health item, or sort of armor item, or magic resist, or something like that. I feel I miss it quite a lot if I go for a death cap. So one item which is nice if you want to add a bit of magic pen and sort of a bit of ability power in there is the Haunting Guise. It's quite a nice item to have because you get the magic pen from it. Once you upgrade it, obviously you get the passive on it, get a bit of health, so it's quite a nice all-round item. So I actually decided to battle Riven here. This is really bad for me. Looking at it now, I don't know why I decided to do this. Obviously she's popped her ultimate, I popped my ultimate, I've wasted 2 bounces on it. I've even stayed around in the bush now, a bit cocky. I had flash, you know, I have flash, I could have easily got away from the situation. She even dashed away, so for me now, I should be back in, really, I feel. Looking at it now, I am 2 levels ahead, but if she jumps on me, Riven's one of those champions that can do like an all-out combo, and there you go, she stunned me under the turret, and I took a turret hit, and that was me being really too greedy there, and that was and she's going to kill me quite easily now. The minions attacking me as well. Oh, actually we're back up, wow, I can't believe we're actually up. Now we flash away, and it's all going to be a bit too, I can't even believe I'm still alive, wow. So that was a really bad play by me. I should have just left it. I was in the lead, you know, I had 2 kill lead, you know, and almost 20 CS lead over as well. And I did something like that, you know, even after all of that, it was that final turret hit. I took that turret hit where she stunned me, and that was it, GG then. I couldn't believe I even got away with my passive then. But there we go, silly play by me, and it shows you by getting a little bit cocky, you know, obviously I was being a bit greedy, trying to be a little bit clever and show off, and it cost me, you know, that something like that will now help her get back into the game, because I've back now, and I've bought nothing really worthwhile, you know, I've got boots, I haven't been able to complete my Sunfire Cape, and that's what I'd like to have done my second back now, but, so my own fault, being a bit greedy, trying to be too clever, and she's now been able to back and get her Brutalizer, so she gets a bit of armor pen and get the cooldown from it, which is quite nice for her, but nevertheless, we're still certainly in the lead in this lane, but it was a very dumb death and it was easily avoidable, but such is life. Find Sejuani looking around here. She's level 5, she's 2 levels behind Shinjiao, so having a bit of a slow game this one. You can see she's actually half the CS behind Shinjiao as well. 20 CS behind, that's crazy. So I don't know what she's been up to, because she's only got, well, she hasn't even got any assists, she's just got the 1 kill, so I don't know what she's been doing there. So you see Riven, now that she's come back with a Brutalizer, really kind of trading quite well with me now, but it's alright, you know, it's cool. That's why Zack's passives, or Zack's second part of this passive is quite nice, when obviously when you use an ability you drop off your little blobs where you can regen health back, and as long as you're clever and you remember to keep collecting them, then you will regen quite it does start to mount up. I think it's quite nice. We actually used our ultimate here. We didn't really make much of that, I don't think. I think we only landed 1 bounce, so it was a bit of a poor ultimate. I don't know why I went and done that. Maybe I was trying to knock her into the turret and try and do something clever, but we actually have put quite a bit of damage off on her, but without our ultimate up, we're not really going to be able to kill Riven. That's your main tool with Zack, I feel, to kill someone. You know, you can do a nice amount of damage with your Q and your E, but you just don't have the cooldown on them to actually keep pushing them unless your opponent's dumb enough to stand around. But with your ultimate, you can knock them back, and then you're using your W. You can use your W whilst in your ultimate, and then even when you come out with your ultimate, you then have your elastic slingshot back up, and along with your Q and slow, they won't get away. And your ultimate does does a reasonable amount of damage. It's not like OP, but it's the main thing for Zack is in the team fights where you can come in there, you know, use your elastic slingshot from a bush, jump in there, boom, knock them up, and then you just pop your ultimate. As long as you focus the AD carry or AP mid, then you're guaranteed to pretty much win that team fight, as long as your team's focusing them as well. So we have actually popped our Ignite onto Riven. A little bit greedy again though. It's been a bit greedy this game, trying to go a bit too full on, I think, trying to make something happen where it's not going to happen. But obviously she did have to burn flash, so you know that was one benefit. But had I have saved my Ignite for when my ultimate was up, even if she had flashed, I think that would have been a kill then. But such is life. I believe our passive is actually up, so we always have that. That is obviously the next safeguard with Zack, is the fact of your passive. So even if they ever do kill you, you still have your passive, and not all the time you actually get the chance to come back out of it, but in some instances, if there's a nice minion way protecting you, and especially in team fights, you know, if you jump in there in a team fight and someone pops your passive, and everyone stood around you, they're not going to have the right focus, because if they're focusing you on the floor, you know, they're trying to kill your 4 bloblets, and it takes them, say, 2 to 3 seconds to kill you, because unless they got AoE moves, they've got to auto attack each one, so say 4 seconds, and that's if their auto attacks actually kill your blobs in 1 shot, and that whole time your team could be just going to town on them. So that is the really nice thing about Zac. Obviously, it's not as OP as like Aatrox, who just stands there regenerating health, and the whole time he's invulnerable, and then boom, he comes back up. That's pretty OP. But I don't really rate Aatrox too much. I don't think, in my opinion, he's nothing really that special. But nevertheless, today is Zac Day. It's all about Zac. The special weapon, the big purple blob or green blob. So we've now actually backed, we completed our Sunfire Cape now. You know, things have slowed down a little bit. You know, we haven't been able to kill Riven since our double kill at the start, where we could quite easily have killed her and we shouldn't have died, I feel. We could have maybe had 2 kills over her, and we shouldn't have had our death, but that's the way things go. You know, we had a really nice start. You know, we haven't thrown our lane. You know, we've still got a coming up to a 30 CS lead over her now with our Sunfire Cape. You know, we've got a double cloth armor there as well to build into our Wardman's mail, and we're looking good. So we have a nerd gank coming in from Sejuani and Riven, putting a lot of damage on me here. And one of the beauties again of Zac is, you know, you have quite a few escape tools. You know, you can use your ultimate to knock them up and try and escape that way. And in that case, I use my elastic slingshot to actually get away. So kind of bait them in here. Obviously, they didn't realise Xin Zhao was there, as they've got no ward coverage. And Riven and Sejuani really fell for that quite easily. Obviously, Xin Zhao unfortunately got the kill over Riven. You know, I would have liked to have got the kill myself. Because I feel that with the kills in my top lane, you know, I can scale a lot harder than what Jin will in the jungle. But helps him out. He is 3 to 1 to 3, so he's doing pretty well for himself. But obviously we did pick up the kill on Sejuani, which is really nice, because it's a nice amount of gold to get. And more importantly is now we can actually stay out in lane and just free farm. And that's the huge thing about it, is just constantly being able to stay out in lane and just have just a CS advantage over your opponent. And for me, I love to have that CS lead over my opponent. That's what I pride myself on, is having that highest amount of CS, because CS come late game, it's very hard to kind of secure CS, because generally you're all grouped up in mid, and like every time I ever decide to go, yeah, no, I'll go top and take this farm up top, they all decide to then have a team fight, and then they all die, and I'm just like, well, what the hell? And then I've got to then decide, was it really worth getting that CS? But then in all fairness, they shouldn't have engaged and all that good stuff. But there we go. Looks like there's some big battle going down over on the enemy red buff side. Looks like Draven has actually stole theirs away, so nothing too special going on there actually. I don't know what number we are. We are QQ. So currently Riven has actually taken away our top turret. Not really doing too much damage. Item wise, you can see she's got a brutalizer. She's gone for cooldown boots, and she's got a ruby crystal in there as well. So really not got anything going for her at all, to be honest. Shogath is looking huge compared to Zed in the mid lane. Zed's got 2 kills and Shogath's got 2, so pretty even up there. And we're now back into the party, using our elastic slingshot to try and get in there, you know, put a nice bit of damage down onto Riven. And you can see now we're just gonna. She won't really do anything to me now. You know, we've got our Sunfire Cape there. We've got a Warden's Mail. You know, we're currently sitting on 174 armor, so she needs something special to really start to try and claw through that. Riven is actually making her way down to the mid lane. You know, I have pinged this. You know, I've let them know. I think she's walked on top of a ward somewhere along the way anyway, so she knows it's happening. And I'm coming over here. Sejuani catches me out, no problem. You know, I'm 5 levels higher than Sejuani, but Riven is my target, so use my elastic slingshot to jump onto her, using my ultimate. Unfortunately, Riven does get away, so we start to focus onto Vayne. But unfortunately for us, the team wasn't there really with us. Draven's not here, which is one of the downsides to this. Sejuani is trying to kill my bloblets, but again, like I say, that shows you how easy it is to try to escape these fights with your bloblets, because they just couldn't focus me. Only Sejuani was, and because of that, you know, nothing really happened from it. I don't know, I flashed, and I don't know why I flashed, but I did flash. I'm hovering around this backside. Can we get an elastic slingshot? Here it comes. Will we get anyone? There is Sejuani. We do actually miss her. And Alistar actually knocks us back. That's pretty amazing. Look at that. That was pretty cool. I have to give that a quick rewind. So we'll use our elastic slingshot. Obviously, I've burnt my flash. I have no passive up, so this is kind of a suicide mission. I didn't really expect to get back out of here. So we do actually miss Sejuani and take early turret damage. We are able to clip her, but Alistar headbutts me back towards the turret, and luckily for me I land on top of Fresh's lantern and I'm able to be pulled away to safety, and it ended up being a really cool play instead of me just dying for no reason. So that now makes me up to 4 kills, 1 death, 4 assists. You know, we've got 122 CS, only person who out-farm us is Riven, which as much as I like to have the most CS, I'm glad that the AD carrier is out-farming me. Many games I go into and I'm out-farming the AD carrier and I just don't understand how, and it's not a good thing really. Your AD carry should be the person with the most farm, they should be out-farming you. And it doesn't really bide well if they're not, but he is currently on 4 kills as well. He's got his Bloodthirster in there. He's gone for upgraded boots. I don't know what boots he's gone for there. He's upgraded them. Upon dealing damage with a single target spell attack, grants 12% movement speed. Nice. So he'd be super fast, never going to get caught out. We'll easily take away this top turret in theory. Sejuani is coming around the backside. And we will leave because we spotted this. You know, our early ward we put down there towards Baron has spotted this. It spots Alistar and Riven, or we don't see Riven, but we can see Alistar coming up as well. And we get away from that easy enough. No problem caused whatsoever. And we live to fight another day. And it'll be interesting to see what we actually back to buy now to complete our build. I think maybe another Giant's Bout would be pretty nice to have us on this. Yep, there it is, another Giant's Bout, which now puts us up to, I don't know, we've lost our little banner, 2,700 HP, which is not bad, you know, coming 20 minutes, sitting on top of 170 armor along with 91 magic resist. We're looking pretty damn tanky. No one's really going to be able to kill us anytime soon. So the enemy team are hovering around Baron. I don't know what they're up to. I think they might be trying to all rush the top. Oh, they've caught out Fresh in the top lane. He has baited them all away. So where are we? We're coming in. We're looking angry. They killed our support. There's all 4 of them there. It would have been pretty crazy to jump in. So we actually use our Elastic Slingshot to focus down Shogath, and he's going to drop pretty quickly there. Using our Let's Bounce, really don't land anyone on there. It was a bit too aggressive, really. The only person we did actually land it on was Shogath once, and he died before it anyway. And again, using the Elastic Slingshot to bounce it, we knock Alistar up there, and we'll put Draven onto a killing spree, you know, early, and we also focused Vayne during that. You know, Vayne is one of the champions that you do not want to get fed. Obviously this game she's already got 2 kills, and it's very important to focus Vayne. If you leave Vayne just to stand there attacking you, well, like any AD carry in theory, but Vayne is just something else. But nice focus by Zed as well, and we were able to easily pick her away, and it makes us one happy Zac. Currently sitting on a 10k gold advantage. They haven't actually even secured a turret yet. We are going to knock up here. We will get the knock up onto Riven and Sejuani. Have Zed flash, and my flash is down there. But Vayne knocking us back, which was quite a nice thing in all fairness, because we didn't take any turret. Stopped us taking less turret aggro then. So it's all good. And starting to push down onto their top tier 2. Not really much they can do about it now with 2 of their team members dead. Using our Elastic Slingshot again to knock up Shogath, and before we have the chance to kill him, they actually chuck in the surrender at 21 minutes, which is never bad for a ranked game. So that's why I want to show you Zac, guys, because I think if any of you haven't played him, you know, a couple of games like on rank they go, are you playing Zac top seriously? And I'm like, yeah, I'm playing Zac top. And I don't think many people would have seen it. You know, I think the pro players, I've seen a couple of pro players do it, and I've always done. I jungled Zac for the first game I ever played with him, and ever since then, I don't know why I went top with him, but I did, and ever since then I've only played him top. And he's, along with him and Nasus, one of the champions I always play ranked. Zac's actually my highest played champion in rank now. I think I've got about a 61% win rate with him. Not generally because I failed my lane, but because of my team failing. I think at one point, I don't know if it's gone down a little bit, but I per average game within about 60-70 games, I average 8 kills a game with 3 deaths. Obviously this one we went 4-1-9, so kind of all averages out eventually. So it was a nice game. We got off to a really good start with that gank from Sejuani and Riven. They obviously didn't expect me to throw down the damage, and we hit level 6 just the right time. Skilled dove kill, threw away, and ended our flawless game with that silly death, but we picked up another 2 kills up from there, along with the 9 assists, and helped our team out, and won by 21 minutes, which is never bad for rank. So, nevertheless, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to check out my Facebook and also my live stream. I will be streaming probably next week at some point over the next couple of days, so we'll see. But it will be all posted on Twitter and Facebook anyway. So, nevertheless, take it easy, guys. Peace.